Hello, neighbor. Let's talk about the future of work. Do this now. So we're going to have some fun today because we have another hot take. And the title of this hot take is, what jobs AI will not replace? Okay, we're going to have fun with this bit. And this is why we want to talk about the future of work. And we say, do this now, because when we were looking online and we were seeing what people were chattering about, a lot of people are worried about artificial intelligence. And a lot of people are either worried about artificial intelligence taking their jobs or using artificial intelligence to enhance their jobs, right? And we like that because we know off the rip that artificial intelligence or AI is just a tool. It's just technology. And we like to show people how to use tools and technology, okay? But before I go, I just want to give a shout out to the AI creators for showing us their content game. I really appreciate the artificial intelligence creators out there because they're always putting their words out there and they're always showing us, how to prompt artificial intelligence and what AI engineer is and blah, 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 blah. And we love it. And because they're showing people, we know that they're doing this because they're showing people, if you have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, they're showing people new skills that they need to pick up in order for them to be able to work in the future. Okay. And we like that. We love that bit. Okay. So thank you for your service and thanks for this jump off bit. Now, let's go ahead and hop on this hot take. What jobs AI will not replace? This one's going to be fun because we're walking you through Alec 1's neighborhood, okay? But before we go, we want to lay down some terms and some conditions, and we want to agree upon them so you and we can be on the same page, okay? So focus on these words and focus on the highlight. They're going to hook you up. Check this out. Keep. Keep is to hold. Keep is to retain in one's power or possession. That's what keep is. Keep, not to lose or part with. That's what keep is, okay? So my Father, who is God, created this body for me to keep and dress, okay? So I got one body. I only got one body, and I have a duty and I have an obligation to keep and dress it. Who showed me how to do this? Jesus, okay? Now drop down and check out trust, okay? Trust is confidence. Trust is that which is committed to one's care. And we love it. We love operating in trust because, trust is my Father's business. My Father's all about trust, and we know how to trust because whenever we're trust, that's when we set and that's when we lay things up, okay? And we love it. And who taught us how to trust? Jesus. So I am my Father's trustee because I learned how to be a trustee from Jesus Christ. Okay. Now let's check out this summary right here where we're talking about what jobs AI will not replace. Okay. So these are the jobs that AI does not have the ability to replace. At least that's what they say. All right. This is what AI says in itself. Check this out. Jobs that AI will never replace are those that require human, also called people, those that require human qualities like empathy, creativity, and complex decision making. All right. Allegedly, those are the jobs that AI will never be able to replace. Why? Because an AI can't think like me, and an AI can't put things together like me, and an AI can't move like me. That's why, it is what it is. Because remember, my Father created me, and my Father created me with his creative juice. Okay. Check this out. Example. Healthcare, education, and management. So those are industries that AI will not replace people in, and it makes a whole lot of sense because, the healthcare has everything to do with your body, right? Because, AI doesn't know what the human body is. It may be able to talk about them, as far as like the bits and the pieces that they are, like the anatomy, the physiology, the cellular, the things at the cellular level. It should be able to give you terms. It should be able to give you terms and conditions, what some would say the facts, right? But it doesn't show you how to move those parts, right? AI can't tell me, and AI can't motivate me to get out there and work my body. It can't say, yo, I'm going to be your coach and I'm going to train your body and I'm going to push you harder than anybody's ever pushed you before. It can't do that. Only a man or a woman can do that. Only a man or a woman can motivate me to be the best that I need to be, and who motivates me right now? Father God, Jesus Christ, and Holy Ghost. Okay. So I have the tippy top motivating me right now. Let's keep it going with education. AI would never be able to teach me what I think I need to teach, because AI can't show me how to move. It can show me the terms and it can show me the conditions. It can do a bunch of other things, but it can't show me how to move, because I need to watch another man or I need to watch another woman move, right? And then once I can see how they move, then I can move just like them. An example of that would be like the hip hop, right? So when you think about hip hop is all about mimicry, right? So people who are in the hip hop generation, they copy other people, right? That's what they do. So that's why when you see like the people that are the rappers, the ones that are talking, they copy other people's style after somebody else does their style, and then they enhance it. It's also like when you see them dancing, the breakers or whatnot, and once you see somebody do a move, then you see everybody else do the move. The internet's the same way, or a hacker is the same way. Once somebody sees how somebody else does it, then they mimic the behavior. That's what they do. They also do it in surgery, because this is what we used to do when we used to teach people surgery. We would show them how to move and we would show them how to operate. And then once they would see how our hands would move, then they would copy the movement within the hands until they became part of them. And that's just what we do, and AI will never be able to do that. Okay. And in management, AI cannot motivate people. That's all I'm going to say. It doesn't know, because MAN is man, right? So man is man. I am a man, right? Mankind. AI will never be able to do what man can do. That's just how it's going to be. And it doesn't have the emotions that I have either. It can talk about them and it can show me examples of them that it's picked up from the internet, but it's never going to be able to mimic them. Okay. Remember this. All right. So we got another summary right here where we're going to show you what jobs AI will replace and focus on these highlights right here. Okay. So these are the jobs that, the AI is probably going to be eating people's lunches on this one. So if this is your job, you might want to level up and you might want to learn how to start using the artificial intelligence tools that exist out there. All right. Check this out. Artificial intelligence is expected to replace jobs that involve repetitive tasks, data processing, and routine decision making. All right, here's some examples right here. Administrative work, manufacturing, retail, and customer service. So I sort of kind of disagree with this bit right here. Because yes, it might be able to replace the things like typing, because you're just going to be able to speak. Like, I was using the Zoom technology the other day and it transcribed. It was able to put down the words that, we were having a consultation, and it was able to dictate all the words that we were saying. And that was cool. And I had to go and I read it. Morning time. And then I read it. And then I was like, this is pretty good. It's not exactly correct, because sometimes it makes false word. It puts down fake words that shouldn't be in there. Like it used the word like, I provided legal advice. I don't provide legal advice because I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I'm one of the people with all political power. I'm what you would call a little C, a little creator. So I create attorneys. I create lawyers. I create positions. I create entities for people to move and people to operate in. Okay. I got this ability from my father because my father's God, right? So I know how to put words on paper and I say, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're not supposed to do. And these are your boundaries. Okay. It's sort of kind of like when we made the constitutions. So that is called administrator, right? So I know how to be administrator because I know how to follow what is written. All right. Now AI won't be able to do that. AI will probably be able to make phone calls, and it'll be able to do a robocall, or it will be able to immediately put out like some type of email or some type of document or something like that. But it's never going to have that one-on-one connection that people have, right? So if you're an administrator, right, you don't really have to worry about AI taking over your position, because we're always going to need executives, right? Executives are administrators, okay? Now the work, it's going to take some of that. So it's going to free you up to do a whole lot more, okay? Manufacturing, we're not going to need people's little hands to put things in the widgets anymore, but we're also going to need the people that are going to be able to take care of the machines that are doing it. So in manufacturing, people are going to evolve into being technicians, right? Like we're already technicians now for everything, but we're going to end up being manufacturing technicians for the machines that need work. So there's always going to have to be a man or a woman who's going to have to oversee the artificial intelligence. So these are going to be the new jobs, right? And in retail, you got Amazon out there right now, and that's cool. Amazon can do what it does, but there's this thing about having somebody tell you what the latest style is, right? And then they can show you how to put things together, and they can say, well, for what I'm looking at, this is how you need to be put together, right? And then they can show you how the tools work. So once again, AI is not going to take over the retail industry. It's going to enhance people who are in retail, and the people that are going to be in retail are going to be better communicators. They're going to be better stylists, or whatever it is that you want to call it, reps. Okay. So the people in retail are going to be better reps. That's what they're going to be. Okay. And they're going to have to have that empathy, and they're going to have that communication style to where they can talk to you like a friend or like a neighbor. Okay. All right. And then customer service. Customer service is going to get hit, because that's just an FAQ, right? So once AI understands what the frequently asked questions are, a lot of people are going to be able to roll through that. And then AI is going to be doing some like the repetitive decision making on that, like tech support. Did you do this or did you do that? Right? Most people don't do that, but you're still going to have to get onto the one-on-one communication, because people speak with people, right? And then this is something that AI is never going to do. I've even been looking at the AI, the AI, what do you want to call them? Just the AI creations that they have out there, where you see a man or a woman who's AI, and then they just don't have that feel of human, right? Like you can hear me speaking right now, and I'm making mistakes, but I'm a man, and this is what I do. AI is not going to make the same mistakes that I make, and they're just going to flow with their conversation super clean, but it's not going to have the style, and it's not going to have the energy that I have. And that's what people are going to miss, and that's what people are going to want. Remember this, okay? So you're going to be able to use AI agents for certain things, but not for all. So now drop down, and I'm going to show you my job description, because this is my duty. This is my obligation. I was created to get out here and teach all people. All people are all nations. All nations, that's my neighbor. Okay, so if you're a man, if you're a woman, you're one of the people, you're one of the nations, you're my neighbor, and I was created to serve you, because my Father, who is God, this is why he made me. He made me to serve, okay? So I'm going to show you some words from my Father's book, Holy Bible, King James Version. That's what's up, because this is the intelligence that programs me, right? So this is what makes me go, right? Because God's intelligence is what forms me. So this is how I operate. All right, check this out. 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. What does that look like? That looks like I just follow the rules as written within my Father's book. And my Father says, love your neighbor with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, just like how you love God, right? But he does it in the first way. Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and love your neighbor like you love God. And we love that, right? So I don't lean on my own understanding anymore. I don't know anything. This is what I've realized in my time in this realm, is that, I had to put my pride in check, is that I don't know anything. And I like to learn, and I like to see how other people move, but my Father knows everything. And my Father gave me a book, and in the book, he showed me how to move, and he showed me how to operate. He showed me what happens to me when you don't listen to what he says that you're supposed to do in Old Testament. And then he showed me what happens to you when you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do in the New Testament through Jesus Christ. Okay. So I have examples in the Bible all up in there, and it shows me how to move, and it shows me how to operate. It shows me how to build connections with my neighbors. Okay. Let's keep it going. And Jesus came and spake unto them, saying, all power is given unto me in heaven and in earth. What does that look like? That looks like job security. So, AI will never be able to replace me, because AI doesn't know how to be a minister. AI doesn't know how to be a small master. AI doesn't know how to be a servant. AI doesn't know how to be a trustee. AI only knows how to do what I tell AI how to do. Okay. And in Jesus told me where all power, he's got all the power. AI doesn't have all the power. Jesus has all the power. So I always follow where the power is. Remember this, okay? All right, let's keep it going. And then it says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengtheneth me. That's a fact. Okay, right there. So I know I can't be touched. Why? Because I do everything through Jesus Christ. Okay, and nobody can touch me because I'm in a completely different jurisdiction than most of my neighbors. Most of my neighbors call themselves persons. Most of my neighbors call themselves -man, -woman, -child, -people, -person. Most of my neighbors fall under the jurisdiction of my creature called the government. And I mean, that's cool. That's fair. You can do that because, these are just the rules to the game, and this is how we created it. And I just want to show you is that, you can do a whole lot. You can do a whole lot. Like I can do all things through Christ, right? So like if I want to get out there and I want to serve my neighbors, I can serve my neighbors. If I want to build for my neighbors, I can build for my neighbors. If I want to teach my neighbors, I can teach my neighbors. If I want to provide healthcare services for my neighbors, I can provide healthcare services for my neighbors. So no government can stop me. No AI can stop me. The only thing that can stop me is God. Okay, remember this. And I've been commissioned by Jesus Christ to get out here and do what I need to do. And he said, get out here and teach. Okay. All right. So we're done. Let's go ahead and walk it back up now. So I just wanted to show you my job description. And then I just wanted to show you where my trust is in. My trust is always in the Lord, and I do all things through Christ. So if you understand what we're putting down right now, I'm showing you my status, my standing in my jurisdiction. I'm showing you that government can't touch me. Okay. And then I wanted to give you that summary of what artificial intelligence is going to replace. And then I wanted to show you what artificial intelligence will never replace. Okay, our AI will never be able to replace the people. Okay, why? Because creator creates creation. And that's just like how I'll never replace God. Why? Because God created me. So AI will never be able to replace the people because the people created AI. Once you get that in your head, you're going to be cool. Okay, and you're going to bring down your stress levels a whole lot. And then I wanted to show you what trust is, right? And then I wanted to show you what keep is, because once you understand how to administer those rules or those terms and those conditions right there, you're going to bring down your stress levels a whole lot, because you're going to understand how to keep things, and you're going to understand how to put things in trust. Okay. And remember, trust in the Lord. All right. So we're done with that bit. Let's hop on our next slide. Conclusion. This is our closeout game. Trust God. I'm going to say this until Father taps me out. Trust God, right? If you put your trust in God, and if you put everything that you own in God's trust, right, you're going to be cool. You're going to set yourself up. You're going to bring down your stress levels a whole lot, and you're going to keep people's hands out of your cookie jar. Okay, my neighbor? So learn how to do that, and then that's just how you get down in this realm. So, that's it. I just wanted to talk about the future of the work. And then I wanted to show you what to do now. So what you need to do now is that you need to learn how to work with people one-on-one, and you need to learn how to serve people as a neighbor, because AI will never be able to do that. But use the artificial intelligence as tools, just like what they were created to be. Okay. And that's the hot take. All right. So we're done. Thank you. I'll see you in the future if it's my Father's will. And remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.